Will my mic be picked up? Okay, it will be picked up. Hello! Hello, hi, mommy. Oh my god. Hello! Hi. Oh my god. 83 months. From one game to another. Jackpot. Yeah, exactly. Because I got wheezing already because I got called mommy. I'm auntie. I'm auntie. Or tita. I've given up on being mommy. I am the pseudo wine, like the mocktail wine auntie that like picks you up from school after you get into a fight and like, are threatened with detention. I'm the one that walks in and be like, yeah, did they start the fight? And they're like, no. I was like, all right then, we're gonna go get McDonald's. I'm that auntie. Mama auntie, oh god. I also apologize that I'm using my PNG tuber because I don't feel like having the camera on my face right now. I've had a really stressful and like heavy month. If they wanted to get better than McDonald's, yes. Yes, they do. Mossie's frozen. I'm using my PNG tuber. I'm not using my model. Because I just don't want to put my I don't want to set my camera up, but I'm tired. I'm really tired, y'all. I'm tired of a lot of things. Like, holy shit. This month has been hell. That's a question. Sweetie, I'm gonna need you to Google that. Love it a bits, I need you to Google that. But yeah, no, it's like... This month has been hell. Truly, because... Am I allowed to vent a little bit? Like a hair? Can I vent like a hair? Like a hair? A vent just like a hair? Before I get into the real good stuff, the stuff that actually matters. So, mind you, keep in mind that this venting is barely matters. Barely matters in the whole scheme of things. It does matter if like you're like a voice actor and all that stuff, but it matters much less in this whole scheme of things as I am an individual amongst a sea of problems. So those of you who don't know, currently in the Hoyoverse right now, in companies that have been like trying to dub the Hoyo games in English and all that stuff, there have been discrepancies on whether or not Hoyoverse company will actually sign the interim agreement that SAG made. As of right now, for all of you curious, there is a strike going on, a video game strike. It is still going on. We don't actively like barrage people with the fact that the strike is going on, but SAG members are currently in a strike because AI protections are still not being considered in negotiations, which is a big fucking deal. Now, here's the thing. I want you all to realize this, and I want you, in case any fucking Neanderthal comes in here trying to like twist my words or just not have basic reading fucking comprehension, as I've been seeing the past month, I am not a SAG member. I don't have my union card. I am SAG eligible, but I'm not a SAG member. I have not paid the $3,000 to get my card. I have not agreed to have any of my paychecks be taken to be a SAG member. Just putting it out there. In case anyone is just like on the big like moral like high ground of like, oh my god, SAG and da 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 da. Stop! I am a non-SAG member. I am a non-union actor. I am a contract union actor freelancer who represents myself and myself only. I am the biggest fucking critiquer of SAG practices. I am one of the biggest motherfuckers that'll go around and actually say, hey, SAG should fix X, Y, and Z before anything. SAG should not have such a high entry fee for actors. SAG should not be limiting actors who are not part of the union with, like, you can only be half-heartedly so many times before you have to join union. I find that completely fucking stupid. Regardless of the opinions of others in the union, and regardless of my opinions of my peers on the non-union side, my opinions are my own. I have big critiques on how SAG functions, and I have these opinions because I have friends in SAG who don't like how it runs right now. I am not alone in this. I'm not going to disclose who exactly has vented to me about SAG problems, but because of what I've heard, I am not necessarily the biggest fucking fan of SAG. Especially since SAG representatives have gone on record to call non-union talents lesser quality. That is something you can fucking Google right now. That is something that is absolutely true, that a SAG representative has stated that non-union actors are of lesser quality. So, forgive me if I'm a little touchy if anyone assumes that I'm just sucking SAG's cock when I'm telling them to consider the interim agreement. Because if you come at me and assume that I am a SAG supporter nonchalantly, I'm gonna look at you like you're a fucking idiot. I'm gonna look at you like you have fucking 3 fucking heads and none of them can read. That being the fucking case, SAG-AFTRA has all of the money that can go to Congress and be like, hey, you should tell these companies to stop fucking using our talents' voices for AI. You can do that. They can do that. They have the money. That's why actors pay these ridiculous fucking fees to be part of the SAG union. Because that money goes into the legal fees to fight companies that want to steal voices for AI. That's just how it is. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, if non-union people come together and like pull their money together, maybe we could fight the big fight. SAG has that. SAG has the legal team to be able to be like, hey, company, if you would like to use our actors, maybe you should just not have the ability to take our talents and make AI voice banks out of them without their consent. Just saying. Just saying. It's actually crazy to consider the fact that maybe, just maybe, backing the big guy that has the money to be able to go to legislation and be like, hey, this is a fucking problem. We should fix that. Because, in all honesty, and let's be quite frank here, companies can elect not to use SAG-AFTRA. That's just bare bones minimum. Every single company in the world can elect not to use the union. There is no legal precedent of a company needing to turn to union to get workers. That is a thing. Because at least unless someone can prove me wrong, that a company can just be like, oh, well, I want to make a project. Nope, I have to do the union stuff. A company can elect not to use the union. That is a thing. But because companies know better, and knowing that SAG is one of the biggest voices in the voice acting community, or at least in the acting community in general, it would be very, very hard to get something across with non-union actors without some sort of backlash publicly in a merchandise standard, like in a advertising standard. It's one of those things where a lot of companies have to use union actors. Because, one, there is a pool of professionals that have the equipment that is guaranteed to not fuck up your project. There is a guarantee of that. Yes, 100%, absolutely. But there's also the fact that if you don't use a union project and you're a company that has 5 million fucking yachts for all of your CEOs, then maybe, just maybe, advertising-wise, you're going to be pushed back a little bit. So, there is a moral ethic precedent to use SAG in like higher range AAA projects, and that's where SAG comes in to be like, hey, if you wish to use our actors and if you wish to use acting in general, maybe perhaps protect our actors. That's a thing. And so the arguments that have been going around with SAG-AFTRA right now are, one, people not understanding what's happening because SAG union members are not actively throwing it in everyone's face that there's a video game strike going on. But also the fact that there are so many just outlying people that just don't know how to fucking read. I made a post quite recently, like, I want to say like a week ago, where I was just very public, again, like I usually am, of being like, hey, if SAG, like, did something to, you know, help the entry for non-union actors to become union, or maybe just not force them to join the union, maybe they won't be considered the bad guys. It was one of those things where I said, for the Taft-Hartleys, remove the limitation and stop the forced join, maybe SAG won't be the villain. That is exactly what I said. I said the Taft-Hartley limitations. If we remove that, SAG won't look like the enemy. And too many motherfuckers came at me. One is too many. So a bunch of motherfuckers came at me being like, well, actually, Taft-Hartleys are required. I know that! I'm not stupid, but apparently you are, because you can't fucking read. Because I said the Taft-Hartley limitations. I said the 3-strike rule of you can only do 3 union jobs before you must be a must-join for the union must be removed. I didn't say the Taft-Hartleys because I swear to God, it's one of those things where I found hilarious because recently on my feeds, a lot of casting directors are like, hey, so actors, make sure you read the audition documents. Make sure you actually know what you're reading. Make sure you know, like, what you're auditioning for. Because if I say, like, soft, subtle, and sweet, and you send me a military sergeant voice, I just know you didn't fucking read. And I just realized at that moment that motherfuckers don't have reading comprehension nowadays. It's not me. I'm not the problem. I thought I was the problem for a little bit. I'm like, am I not clear enough? Was I not concise with my writing? Like, I get that, sure, that sometimes my words can be somewhat vague and be, like, misinterpreted in some degree. But I'm like, the minute I saw all these posts come up of, like, hey, actors, make sure you read the audition documents. Hey, ex-workers, make sure you read your contracts. I'm like, I'm not the problem. I'm not the problem. Other people are the problem. Other people can't read. So for the longest time, I thought I was crazy. But make no mistake on this. I have always fucking been... Yeah, it's literally the meme of, I like waffles. Oh, so you hate pancakes. Where the fuck did I say that? And especially, like, since I've apparently rustled some people's fucking jimmies, and they're just kind of like, oh my god, she's spreading misinformation. No, the fuck I'm not! I'm giving an opinion, you pompous shit! Hello, good morning. So, that being the goddamn case, I need to get this off my chest. I am in support of the fight for AI protections, knowing that SAG has the financial ability to make it happen. I'm just saying. Me going like, well, SAG isn't the answer, is me going, well, if the big company union that has all of the money from all of these union members who continue to siphon, they continue to siphon off of, regardless of the fact that 90% of them can't afford health insurance, me saying that SAG is not the answer would be like, well, if the big billionaire fucking company, if the big billionaire union can't fucking do it, who else the fuck can? The answer is SAG is on the front lines of AI protections for voice actors. That is a fucking fact. That is a non-negotiable understanding because literally no one else has the financial ability to do so. And by arguing the fact that SAG is not the answer makes you look like a fucking idiot. Because that's going to make everyone else go, so where the fuck is your money going in terms of financially backing the legislation to try and protect actors? Because it certainly ain't coming out of voice actor checks. Voice actors don't make enough to make a fucking living. More than like 90% of voice actors have a job outside of voice acting. So, like, the fact that I have to talk to people like they're children, and then some people continue to act like they wear diapers, and it's just kind of like, well, why would you support the SAG-AFTRA agreement? When the fuck did I say that? In all of my posts, I say that we need AI protections. If at some point a non-union option comes around, I'm backing that one. Hello. If somehow that is absolutely financially possible in the understanding that companies will fight back with their legal teams, sure, I will absolutely back up that project because I am a non-union member and I want to protect my non-union stuff. But Because I know that SAG is the one on the front lines doing the negotiations. I have to agree with them. I have to agree that the SAG-AFTRA interim agreement is the best agreement we can come to protect AI. To protect AI. Ew, gross. The fact that I said that. To protect actors from AI. That's the key. That's the fucking key. Because we can have AI exist, and I can't believe I'm saying that. We can have AI exist the same way like text-to-speech does, where there is a voice bank for text-to-speech, just like Siri or Alexa or what the fuck ever. We can have that. But that means also compensating the actors whose voices and voice likenesses are used in such banks. Like Vocaloid or Siri or all that stuff. Those absolutely are the things that we need to like understand, that protections is not just, no, fuck AI. Protections is also, well, if you're going to make an AI chatbot, you might as well pay the actor fairly, so that way their voice likeness is not going to be like damning on them, or like the fact that they won't be having a job after they record a couple of phrases. Maybe you should pay them for their time for their voice likeness to be used. That's also AI protections. Anyways. It's like, if AI chatbots are needed, then fucking protect the actors. Make sure you pay your actors fairly and you pay them to their understanding of their value of their voice to be used in the likeness of an AI chatbot. And that's part of AI protections that we're trying to fight for. Which is what, like, on a side note, we know that SAG-AFTRA higher-ups have agreed to work with AI companies. That's a Googleable thing. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact. Every voice actor was like attacked on that. We were all blindsided by that. Every single one of us were blindsided by that. But mind you, keep in mind, SAG-AFTRA not only covers voice actors, it covers Hollywood. It covers like a lot of performance actors, as well as technical workers such as like lighting designers and like directors, producers, and all that stuff. That they protect those people too. And so to say like, well, the higher ups at SAG joined up with an AI company is like, well, yeah, that's a Googleable fact, but we still can try to argue for voice actors to be protected at the same fucking time. It's a mess. It is a hot mess. I have friends who have vented to me how this is a mess. But the problem is, what else can we do? What else can we do? We can't just go, oh, we're all gonna just hold hands as non-union folk and sing Kumbaya and pray the companies don't fuck us over. That's not gonna work. That's financially and realistically not gonna fucking work. We need to back the biggest horse to fight the other big horse and pray that our horse is bigger. After we fight the horse and we win after the horse fight, then we can bitch at each other. Then we could be like, hey, SAG union members, stop shitting on non-you. We can absolutely squabble there. We can absolutely squabble with union people going like, hey, non-union members, stop like undercutting our costs and stop undercutting our rates. We can absolutely fight on that front after the ponies fight. Let the horses fight first. Please let the horses fight first. Anyway, I'm done. I apologize for that vent. It was one of those where it's just kind of like, too many people had a lack of reading comprehension for the shit that I wrote, and also the fact that there's so much misinformation happening online where people are like trying to go, well, actually. There is no actually. Just fucking focus up. Focus up, protect voice actors, done. Protect the voice actors, done. Why are we squabbling? Why are we having these infights? Shut the fuck up. Fight. We want the fight. Anyways. So about the game that I've been working on. You good? No, I'm not. I never am. But yeah, so about the game that I've been working on. You guys wanna hear about the game I've been working on? That's why I've been canceling game dev of Mondays and Wednesdays. joining NaNoWriMo. If you don't know what that is, it is National... The fact that I don't know the acronym. National Novel Renpai. Fuck! I just explained this to someone. I just explained this to someone of what NaNoWriMo is. Hold on. I'm going to jump off a bridge in Minecraft. International Visual Novel Writing Month, or National Visual Novel Renpai Occasion. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my bad. I just write this. So, NaNoWriMo is this month. It's not NaNoWriMo. It's not NaNoWriMo. It's NaNoWriMo. It is this month, and basically you just have to make a visual novel from the bottom up. You have to make a visual novel all the way from the bottom upward. And I've been working on that for like the past almost 3 weeks. And y'all, I swear to God, if no one cries at this story, I will fucking stop being a game developer. I will legitimately stop. I will stop being a game developer forever. So it's it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm really proud of this game. It's called Waiting. Yeah, basically this NaNoWriMo project is called Waiting. Everyone cry right now. No! Wait till the game comes out! Wait till the game comes out! Alright, hold on. Let me wait. Is that a challenge? Temper. I wouldn't dream of challenging you. I'm afraid I'm at the shallow end of the dream pool. But yeah, it's called Waiting. Where the fuck is the... Yeah, I'll just load this. So that's part of the main menu screen. It is essentially a gothic tragedy. Yeah, so the story I wrote, which is somehow over like 75,000 words, somehow is a gothic tragedy. I love the line came up. Thank you. But yeah, so keep in mind that it's meant to be like heart-wrenching to a degree. Keep that in mind. Also, wait. I also have a cast of characters. Oh my god. I have a big cast of characters. Let's go. She's like, wait till it comes out. But yeah, so I have a lovely cast of characters. I'll go through each one with you right now. So let me go ahead and transform. So we currently have... Oh, there we go. Yeah, so the artist that drew my VTuber model, also is the artist that joined me for this project. Cause they literally like, yes, let me in. I'm like, okay, I'll let you in. So this is our main character. His name is Lewis. Well, actually, you know what? Hold on. Actually, I have a better idea. I'll just show you the full renders. There you go. There we go. So this is Lewis. He is the protagonist of our gothic little tragedy. He has one job. Kill the vampire. What is he waiting for? Haha! See? What up, pig? I know I'm announcing this, like I'm announcing the voice talents early, but I'll have official announcements be posted on Blue Sky and Twitter later. But guess what? It's my fucking project. I announce shit whenever I fucking want. So yeah. So Lewis is our protagonist. He is there to kill the vampire that is haunting the Fontaine Castle. And it's just a matter of what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Yeah. But yeah, so that's our protagonist. You play as him. A lot of shit happens. And I pray for him. Then we have our antagonist. Emma. Emily, who is the said vampire. The said vampire of Castle Fontaine. She is both beautiful and regal, but something's off. Something's off. Why? What is she waiting for? Waiting! Haha! See? You get it? It's like a goose. But yeah, so we love vampire women. My smash cake only has so much room. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so we have Emily, who is our antagonist, sort of the story. And if anyone's trying to like bait information out of me about the story, no, wait till it comes out. I guarantee it. Wait till it comes out. And then we have 3 more characters that I gotta introduce. We have Carmine, who is Emily's right hand and devoted servant. With a debt to repay, he does more than just serve. Why is he waiting in the wings? Waiting! Ha! You get it? It's like a goose! Oh my goodness. I'm so smart, you know that? I'm so smart. Hello. Nice! Cool. Sorry, my sister was messaging me. But yeah, so he is a fantastic guy. We love him. We love him in this house. But there's definitely more to him than just the old man servant. There's definitely much more to him than just the old man servant. Second to last, we have Holly. Holly is Emily's handmaiden, who bears the scars of cruelty. The question is, who caused them? Is she waiting to sell someone? Waiting! Again, it's like a goose! It's like a goose! She's adorable. We love Holly in this house. We love Holly in this house. She first was also scared. What do you mean? You're waiting for Carmen's waiting to get ruffled. Ha! But pink. For her hating puns. Hey, that's not a pun. Waiting is more of just a title drop, if anything. And then finally, we have one more character. This is Jean. He is a servant to the crown. He's the one who sends Louis to slay the vampire at Fontaine Castle. Will he be kept waiting? But yeah, so there you go. Roll credits! But there you go. That's our entire lineup. That is literally every character in the game. They're all fantastic. Oh my god. Oh my god. Here we go. But that is our cast of characters. Holy moly, I can't say enough of these characters' names. Yeah, no, not the W word, waiting. But yeah, so, you know what? Fuck it. I'll show you one more thing. Well, actually, is that a good enough, like, little, taste? Hold on. There's a better taste. I can give you guys a better taste. Hold on. There's a better taste. I swear. I can give you guys a better taste. I swear. I promise. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Hold on. There we go. That's a much better taste. That's a better taste. There we go. That's a better taste for y'all. Big spoiler treat here. I love you all. It's because I love you all. But look at that. Current WIP of the game is 100% written. Like 70% programmed. Someone should relive Red Pie. I did! What do you mean relive Red Pie? I did this! I did this! I programmed this! Who programmed this? I did. But yeah, so, yeah. I'm really excited for this to come out. And just so you all know, this game will be free to download with the option to pay for it. So, don't worry about, what's the cost of this game. It's free, because it's a game jam game with the option to pay for it. So yeah, if you would like to support me, which I really hope you do, because I'm not gonna lie, I spent a lot of money on the production of this game. Please consider dropping a couple of dollar bills into my tip jar. Because I did spend a pretty penny to make sure that the voice acting was covered, that the art was covered, that the music is getting covered. Music will be done by Christopher Escalante. If you know him from the Studio C soundtrack, you know that it's going to be fucking phenomenal. But yeah, so this is not cheap. This production was not cheap. Am I okay? No. But download where? PC, mobile? It will be for PC. Because this is a Game Jam game, and I'm doing this very, very quickly off the seat of my pants. It will be available for PC, Windows, Mac, and Linux, via itch.io and maybe Game Jolt. So please consider buying the game, but it is free to download. You can play it when it comes out, which will be at the end of the month. The release date is going to be the 31st. The release date is going to be the 31st. But yeah. Can we has romance? I don't know. Depends. It fully depends. Fully depends on what happens. I can't tell you one way or another. But yeah, so yeah. Yeah. I hope you're all excited about it, because I worked a full month and full half a month on it. And even my actors, because I hired my actors and I cast my actors at the beginning of the month. They had no idea exactly the type of story that they were involved with. All I knew is certain information about the characters that I kind of vaguely worked around, because I couldn't officially have official characters until the beginning of the month. But yeah, so I gave them the story in full, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is so heart-wrenching." She's like, "Yeah, I know. I wrote it." I cried. It was to the point where at one point during the night, because I work nights and I write during the night while my husband sleeps, I started full on sobbing, full on tears, hiccuping, crying. I woke my husband up from how much I was crying, and I'm like, "I'm fine. These are good tears. If I'm upset, other people will be upset. It's fine." So I'm hoping and praying at least one motherfucker cries. I want one person. I don't want the world to cry. I don't want every single player to cry. I want one player to cry. One player must cry. Is it on PC and mobile? It'll be on PC. I do not have the ability to do mobile right now. And it's right now it wouldn't be so heavily supported, because the GUI that I made is more a PC port rather than a mobile port, because mobile port, the buttons are so small. I just need one fucker. I need one motherfucker who will cry. Stephen Ross with the $5 Canadian. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you. I deeply appreciate it. But yeah, I want one motherfucker to cry. All the reviews will say I cried. Oh my god. But no, the reason that this has been a big deal for me, and I know a lot of people are like, "Well, what about Home on the Strange?" I know you've been putting it off because of this game. I know I've been putting it off. I've been putting off a lot of my work. I paused writing for Roy. I paused well, that didn't really necessarily pause. I did very minute work with Melody, to the point where now I'm catching up on my hours. But a lot of my focus has been on this game for the past 2 weeks, simply because without Non-Arena, I probably wouldn't be a visual novel creator. For those of you who don't know, I want to say back in 2012, 2013, I can't remember the exact year, I joined Non-Arena on a whim. I basically was like, you know what? I could write. I could produce shit. Fuck it, let's do it. And so I jumped in and I made my first visual novel, not Seduce Me, but a very short and very amateur story called Teach Me. And it was cringe as fuck. Absolute cringe. But I made it. And I had a bunch of people help on with it. It was great. It was fantastic. The art was great. The music was great. It was really, really cool. Would I have permission to make some spicy stories? Sure, that's fine. But yeah, so Nanorino has a big impact on me as a game developer because it was literally the first step of me going, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want. And I did. I made Teach Me, and then I looked at that and went, yeah, I could do that. Let's not do it in a month. And then I made Seduce Me. And look how popular that's become. That was essentially my big golden child, Ace in the Hole, Seduce Me. And without Nanorino, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. And then I've been joining Nanorino for a little bit since then. I made Made with Perfection. I made Love and Romance, A Study of Intimacy. I made, I think that was my last one that I made for Nanorino. And then I, of course, like, stopped being a game developer for a bit. And now I'm back. And I'm hitting full force with coming back with Nanorino. And that's why I've been spending a lot of time making it happen. I spent a lot of time writing this story, which is why it's ridiculously big at fucking 70,000 plus words. Because I think that between Teach Me and now, I want to show my improvement. Between Teach Me and now, I want to show how much I've grown as a writer, as a producer, as a developer, etc., etc. Because mind you, I have multiple awards under my belt as a director. I've been cast in multiple projects as a voice actor. I sing. I do a lot of production work. So the fact that I'm coming back to my roots is a big deal. So I'm hoping and praying to every deity in the sky that this was worth my time. I'm praying that people will like this game. You don't have to love it. I'm not asking anyone to love it. I'm just hoping that it will show my growth as a writer and as a developer and prove that I deserve to come back. I want to prove to everyone and myself that I deserve to come back. And quite honestly, like, if people tell me that I shouldn't come back, if this turns out to be a flop somehow, then I will understand. Because I've been away from the game for so long. The last visual novel I made was a really short one for Sayu VTuber called A Date with Sayu. And I can understand, like, if push comes to shove, if I'm not ready to come back, I'm not ready to come back. But I'm hoping that this story, despite how short it is, in all honesty, it is kind of short. And in all honesty, like, if it doesn't match to everyone's expectations of me, then I understand not coming back. So, Brian can attest I've had big anxiety over this game. I've had major anxiety over hoping that I will be able to push through and be able to show everyone that, look, I'm a better writer now. I literally vented, like, to a bunch of friends being like, God, I fucking hate getting better at writing because now you have to do show not tell, you have to be more descriptive, you have to do X, Y, and Z, make sure you sound smart. And so it's one of those things where it's just like I had struggles with this, but I got it done, and hopefully people like the end result. Hopefully the investment I made into the production of this game, financially and also emotionally and spiritually, will pull off. So yeah, I'm hoping and praying, knocking on wood. But yeah, so there's that. That's the imposter syndrome talking. I have a major relationship with imposter syndrome. It's bad. Hell, do y'all want to see a preview? Curious, do you want to see a preview? Hold on. Let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Like, literally, the source of my high cortisol has been this fucking game. So, But let me at least show you a little preview. If I could render it up real quick. It won't have any sound effects or music or nothing like that. But I can at least show you a little bit of it. I'll show you up to the first choice. I'll show you up to the first choice. Does that sound fair? The very first choice in the game? Alright. Alright, cool. Then let me let's do this then. So everyone get in my office. Okay. Alright, let me first say this. Fuck. Nope. This, maybe. Thinking very hard. It's not thinking hard enough. There we go. Like, it's not thinking hard enough. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't have any sound effects and nothing like that. I haven't put in a lot of the voice acting that has already been recorded yet. So keep in mind, it's silent. Let me... What kind of music would I be able to... Because I do need to put in music. For... Let me find some music that I can play for you all. Oh, I'm thinking. Oh, I'm thinking. I'm listening. There we go, that works. I like it mostly works. Alright. Alright, so, sorry about the wait, guys. Hold on. I promise. I'll make it work. Alright, so. As you can see, all the GUI's done. Well, like 90% of the GUI. Also, you're over the 70 months. Thank you so much. Deeply appreciate it. But yeah, like, you can change the music when I have music, sound effects, voices, text speed, displays, obviously, did all the good stuff. Save and load system works, which is great. Alright, also, what? Spotify? 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 There we go. Spotify? 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 I would laugh if you added to someone just as well as waiting. Thanks, Alice, for coming. Deeply appreciate it. But, okay. Let me show you all the beginning. Here we go. I'll show you the beginning of this game. Oh, thank goodness you're alright. Of course I am. You need not worry about me. We always will worry about you. You two are much too kind. But this only confirms what I must do. My lady, you've only just awakened. Are you certain that this is the correct path? I have little choice. If he wants to play tricks on me, then I will overcome them all. How far must this go? As long as it takes. I will not yield to a stubborn man. I've done quite enough of that. Is this truly the way? For now, that's all I can do. I just need time to gather everything I need. So I will fight ruthlessly until I get what I deserve. Even if it takes an eternity of misery. Standing near my window, I can only cast my eyes over the soil I had known my entire life. The sun hung low in the sky, casting shadows over the empty tills. Only the breeze reminded me of a time before my new life. A constant rhythm of sowing, tending, and reaping. My hands, calloused from years of labor, accepted its new purpose away from the soil. While my duty demanded fealty to my new charge, My muscles and bones could still feel the pulse of a farmer's life beneath my skin. It was subtle, barely audible, but still there despite it all. The barnyhouse, once alive with sounds of clucking chickens and mooing cows, stood still and silent. The wood had grown dark and worn with age, but carried memories of hard-working mornings. Sounds of a father calling for me to herd the cows rested in the wood grain. My mother's peaceful hum claimed what remained. Now it was gone. There were no more voices. There was no more life. My parents passed peacefully, but they left a son to a world that seemed quieter than ever in their wake. And yet, the land was alive in a very different way. It wasn't peaceful, but frightening to anyone without the strength to survive beneath its shadowy presence. A vampire. I had heard the story since I was a child. Vampires that roamed the land, preying on whatever it could find. Old tales spoke of countless creatures of the night, but one lone monster managed to survive, feed, and grow stronger than the others. Its shadow, still small, while small, continued to instill endless fear. I myself had seen the signs. Animal carcasses drewn dry, pale bite marks that left no room for doubt, but every reason to remain fearful. It was only by the blessings of good people that the creatures were culled in number. There were dedicated hunters who searched for these creatures, trained in the many cities populating the land in ways of combat and resistance. Many of these fighters were soldiers, countrymen who protected people during war. Some were mercenaries, hoping to keep their families safe. I could never count myself as a hunter. Yet I am the only one who has been charged to train, hunt, and kill this one monster by royal decree. I gripped a wooden stake in my hand. It had been carved from the same trees that surrounded my land, the same trees that had grown alongside my childhood. Now they seemed like a reminder of how small and powerless I was against the evil I was ordered to face. The royal seal had been delivered to me by a man with sharp eyes and a gloomy face, Jean Navarus, the messenger. His presence was cold, like a shadow that never really leaves, always lurking at the edges of my vision. When he spoke, Jean's voice was heavy. I understand that we are strangers. However, this beast cannot continue to live. We must eradicate it for all our sakes. Just follow my instructions and kill that vampire. Those words stung. They didn't feel like a plea, they felt like a command, one that left me with no choice but to obey. My farm would be gone if I refused, repossessed by the royal family. But beyond that, my very existence was under threat. Fear of the unguarded country roads made trade almost impossible for my produce. The farm sustained me a little, but it wasn't ideal. Trade not only brought stability, but the chance to temporarily break my solitude. Not many people can imagine the reality of a solitary life. Mortal beings are meant for communication. Any attempts otherwise brought madness, and eventually, a torturous death. The barn was empty now. The animals were gone, as was the warmth of my family. I stood in the center of the open space, the walls closing in on me. My scythe, the tool of my childhood, sat forgotten in the corner. Instead, a sword lay across my bed, its metal glinting in the low light. It was foreign to me, heavy in my hands. I brushed my fingers against the hilt, trying to get familiar with its weight. Jean stood in the doorway, his face as unreadable as the day he arrived. Don't forget to aim when you swing that thing. It's not enough to wave it around like a scythe. My clothes, once simple and functional for farm life, had been replaced with leather armor that felt too tight against my skin. I could barely move in it, but there was no time to get used to the weight. It was that, or fight burdened with metal not fit for my frame. Instead, I practiced with the sword, striking at trees and makeshift scarecrows, each swing more awkward than the last. But I knew that no matter how clumsy my movements were, I had no choice but to improve. You believe you're ready. I can only prepare myself so much. Then do not linger any more than you need to. I had no reply. I had long since stopped asking why. Every moment of training, every swing of the sword was a step toward the inevitable confrontation, and I was already walking at a pace I could not reverse or stop. Jean handed me the reins of a horse, a creature as tired and beaten down as I felt. The horse didn't balk at the unfamiliar rider, instead accepting its burden with the same weariness. I gotta rewrite that. I think I've spelled that wrong. same weariness that filled the air around us. It is a long journey, but you'll make it there. Go with pride. You're here to slay a vampire. You're to slay a vampire. You'll be hailed a hero when the deed is done. I was no hero. I was a farmer. I rode out alone, the weight of my task growing heavier with each mile. With every mile, I didn't look back at the farm. There was nothing left for me there anymore. The road stretched ahead, leading me toward Fontaine Castle, a place of shadows, of death, and of unanswered questions. The sun and moon shared the sky back and forth for many days and nights as I traveled. My destination was far, farther than many would dare go of their own volition. It didn't matter to me one way or another. I had no other place to go. The forest thickened as I drew closer to the castle. The trees grew taller, their branches reaching towards the heavens with like gnarled fingers, blocking out the sunlight. Every hoof forward led me closer to a fate I was unsure I was ready for. Fontaine Castle had once been a home of grandeur, a place of wealth and power. Now it stood in silence, its walls cracked and decaying, the windows dark and empty. Rumors spoke of the Fontaine family being beloved and noble of heart, unworthy of any political or societal malice. When the castle became a home for a vampire, no questions were raised as to why the entire family line had suddenly disappeared. The answer was obvious. A chill ran down my spine as I imagined the castle, the darkness wrapping around it like a shroud. Whispers of a curse traveled from city to countryside, painting the Fontaine Castle with a dark shroud of never-ending night. It was clever, and a perfect vision for a vampire's home. The creature made it nest and claimed dominion over it. But I wasn't afraid. I would face it, and it would fall, no matter the cost. By week's end, I had found myself near the border of the castle's decreed land. The air was tense. The horse stopped and did not approach further. It knew the danger ahead. I could not blame it for its hesitation. Easy now. Your journey is over. I dismounted the steed and gave it a small reassuring pat. Feeling my fingers give it permission, the horse slowly turned and began its trip back to where it brought me from on its own. At that moment, I became truly alone in my mission. A breath of resignation escaped my chest, forcing itself out of my mouth and into the tense air around me. Silence consumed everything else, warning me of the future that awaited me. No sounds of life meant I was going to be greeted by every guardian the vampire had placed for intruders. One step and I was suddenly under an endless night sky. I was in the vampire's domain. Cool air brushed my skin, stars glittered in the midnight sky above the trees. It was almost beautiful to see. The road leading to the castle almost glowed under the moonlight. Do not forget to follow the road. While that vampire controls the land, the road was still blessed by priests of old religion. His words were wise, for the forest's edge seemed to exude danger, an unspoken warning daring me to test my luck and take the quicker path to the castle. The road twisted and turned in an almost deliberate dance, stretching the journey longer than necessary. But could I afford the delay? A fleeting thought urged me to cut through the forest, but it barely held any weight. I had come prepared to face a vampire, not to battle whatever creature lurked in its domain. Though I carried tools for defense should the vampire have company, I had no desire to waste anything vital before the true fight began. I quickly decided. And that's the first choice that you get to make. I spelled weariness right. I wrote a lot of this like half sleepy, like really exhausted. So yeah, so I sometimes I mean one of my blooper like takes that one of my artist said like, wait, you swung your legs over the edge of the edge? Like, yep, that would be me. But yeah, so yeah, so that's the game. Yeah, so at least that's the beginning of it. That's the bare tip of it. You guys are gonna have to wait until the end of the month to already like get to it. You guys are way too kind. You guys are way too kind. You guys are very, very kind. Not gonna lie, I do kind of want to get back into like working on it, but I know I promised to work on the vampire script with you guys, so I was just kind of like. You cried. You did not cry over that. No, you did not cry over that. Felt like huh? Over the first part of the game? I don't want crying over the first part of the game. There's no way anyone cried over that beginning. No way. But yeah, so it felt like but I kind of wanted it to feel like that. I wanted it to feel like a book. That's why I went with the longer text box. You said I do, but was the beginning really tear-worthy? Is the beginning really tear-worthy? Come on, come on. A little bit was just you are way too kind and way too sweet. I was trying my best to make it so like it felt like a book and it felt like something you could read as a novel form. Because mind you, I wrote 2 books before this. And I wanted to show my prowess in how I've grown as a writer in that regard. Yeah, so. Now I kind of want to get back to fucking working on the non-Reno game, but I gotta work on Home on the Strange. Ah! It's fine. I gotta change my brain. It's fine. Dear God. Now I'm getting junk mail. Jesus. I know it's like a visual novel, and I feel like the term interactive book is more accurate. Yeah! In a way, but I mean, like, there is elements, there are sprites, there are CGs, which I'm not showing you all because 2 of them made me cry. I literally looked at Brian, I'm like, my artist wants to make me cry. But yeah, so yeah. Oh no, my brain is not focused. My brain is not focused. How am I gonna write this? I don't know how I'm gonna write this. How am I gonna get back to writing Home on the Strange? Well, my brain is on non-Arena right now. Shit! Balls! Part of my brain's like, just work on non-Reno for the fucking stream. Like, I can't. I promise I'd work on the vampire. I have 1 more script for the vampire before we go to the demon. So I was like, Yeah, unfocus me. I get it, but it's like, So great. So good. Coffee in my head with mine. I have undiagnosed attention disorder. I don't know what kind of attention disorder, but it comes with my PCOS. Come on, bring. Think huts. Will it still be on laptop if I can't get it? Yeah, it'll still be. Once this game is released, I'm not removing it. I'm not one of those developers being like, you can only get the game for like a good month and then I'm taking it away forever. Teehee. No. No. You get to play it whenever you want. Once I publish it out, it's out. It's out there. Have fun. Enjoy. It's one of those things where I'm like, fuck it. Enjoy it. Like, Teach Me is still out there. Despite the fact that I've tried to hide it away. Because of how, like, cringe it is. But every game I've developed ever since Seduce Me has been public. And it has still been public. And still available for purchase. Or still available for, like, reading and all that stuff. Seduce Me the Otome, the free version is still free. But the complete version, obviously, is out. Etc, etc. So I was just gonna, like, yeah. Who's your favorite vampire throughout fiction? Oh, God. Favorite vampire throughout all fiction? Dracula, most likely. Yeah, Dracula. As in Bram Stoker's Dracula. What's your favorite vampire story, vampire novel? I would say Bram Stoker's Dracula, because obviously that set the precedent for a lot of, like, Carmilla did set the precedent of, like, how vampires are, like, the innuendo of, like, sexual desire in supernatural fiction. But, like, I would say Dracula from Castlevania has been a strong contender of one of my favorite vampires. Simply because he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I see a lot of my mentality with him, and it bothers the shit out of me sometimes, but then I realize how much I hate humanity. I quickly realize how much I fucking hate humanity. How long did you give him? A month. Non-Arena is a month. It's a game jam where you make a visual novel in a month, and I wrote the story, and I finished the writing on the 15th. So 4 days ago, I finished the writing. I'm pretty sure it has a bunch of fucking mistakes because you guys don't understand. You guys do not. Brian can attest in chat, but I was stuck to my computer, whether it be down here in my dungeon or upstairs, in the main room on my laptop. Like, I was like tied to my computers to make sure that I kept writing. And so it's just like, it was to the point where like sometimes I wasn't even able to sleep. I wasn't even able to fucking sleep. So like there was one point where my family and I had to go out to get groceries. I was dazed to the point where my sister had to tell me what to do, and I would just be like, point A to point B, NPC grab. That was my mentality right there. So that's why I'm hoping that the writing, even though it may have a lot of like errors, hopefully pulls through. I swung my legs over the edge of the edge. It's like, are you serious? Are you serious? But yeah, so. Anyways. Is anyone gonna be mad at me if I just go back to working on Honorino instead of Ivarnia's script? I don't think I can fairly give Ivarnia the final script that she deserves. Honestly. Very honestly. Because Ivarnia deserves, like, full attention. Ivarnia deserves, like, her final story, like, her final heart events, Undead Feelings, to be, like, not distracted by the fact that I just wrote another vampire story. That I wrote another goddamn vampire story. Yeah. Okay, cool. I would show you guys the code for the game. That way I can work on it on stream with y'all. But that's spoiler territory. A lot of what I'm working on is in spoiler territory. So I cannot show you the code. Am I working in Renpai? Yeah, I work in Renpai. Yeah. I would show you guys like what I use. But I do want you all to have a clear experience of the rest of the story after the first choice. Because the first choice, I have a feeling, and I told Brian this, I have a feeling that people are going to be confused. That if something happens and then something else happens after the choice is made, people are going to be like, is this a bug? And I'll just look at them like, no, it's not. It's not a bug. It's a feature. It's a feature. Oh my goodness. We can proofread. You can... No. Wait till the game comes out. Okay, Todd Howard. No, because I can tell, based on the reviews of a lot of other games, that this particular mechanic is going to confuse people. But I did the mechanic on purpose. I can't say what the mechanic is, but I did it on purpose. Bo. Oh my god. But yeah, I apologize that this month my brain has been in non-Reno land. Once April hits, we're getting back into HOTS. We're gonna go hardcore into making sure we get those scripts done so I can go back into drawing and sketching out the temporary assets so we can start coding the game in Godot. Your hints are giving Slay the Princess vibes. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just gonna have to play it when it comes out. Should I show you guys more of the story? No. I gave too much. I've given too much. Too much. I give too much. I've given too much. I've already given too much. The game comes out in like, what? How many days? 12 days? Yeah, in 12 days? The game comes out in less than 2 weeks. You guys could wait till then. Totally, right? Yeah? And it's free! It's a free game! It's gonna be a free game! I mean, obviously you can tip and donate, but it's gonna be a free game! But I think next week, by the 26th, I'll be in a better position to not think about the game, than not think about Nanarino, so I can get back into Avarnia's chapter. So next week, fully, I hold me to it. I will not talk about Nanarino. Hold me to it. I may be like, hey, announcements for those who weren't here last time about Nanarino, but I won't be rambling and venting or going on about it. It will be truly essence going into Home on the Strange. Yeah, hold me to it. That Home on the Strange becomes my priority next week. Call me Miss Les. I have a husband. I have a husband. But Miss Les is fine. 12 days of the way. Thank you so much. Deeply appreciate it. I really hope people do like it. I'm nervous as shit about it. Guys, I'm not kidding. I'm nervous as hell about it. I'm really nervous as hell about the game. Anyways, I apologize for messing up another game dev Monday. Holy fuck, my things are not working. Come on. Come on. Why is it not working? Why are you not working? Why are you not working? Hello? Hello? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ugh. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to raid the hard way. Alright, who's available? Who's available right now? Who can I bother? Who can I bother? Let's see. I'm gonna... Abake Pam! Let's send you all to Abake Pam. Abake Pam is currently playing Atelier Yumiya. So let's go ahead and bother Abake Pam. Yeah, so... There we go. Go give Abake Pam some love. Love her to bits. Love her to bits. I want to collaborate with her soon. Down the line. But anyways, you all are awesome. Thanks everyone for coming. Have fun with your dreams. We work on Home of the Strange next week. And I'll see you all next time. Love y'all. Bye!